Simon Parks gave his opinion on the Anunnaki, saying they were chalky white-skinned people. When clear as day, especially when we talk about Egypt and Africa, you see the paintings on the pyramids, and those people clear as day look as black as ever. You know, I don't know what the fuck Simon is talking about or what horse shit he's trying to force feed, but I don't buy it. Now we can listen to Norman Bergman.
Okay, but if there are craft, there are beings.
Okay, people would have asked me about, I call them vehicles, okay?
Right.
Now, I did not call them objects. That was too neuter for me.
Okay.
I had a Stanford professor say, you ought to call them objects, Norm. No. They have all the qualities of a vehicle. They can move. You know, they're just like a missile or anything like that. So that much we can say about them, for sure.
Okay.
So I'm calling it a vehicle.
Okay.
Okay, somebody comes along and says, well, now where would you manufacture one that's 2.5 Earth lengths long? And that's a hard question to answer.
So are you not positing the idea that those vehicles contain, you know, beings who are, you know, maybe like us?
Yeah, I only go along with government images. And if you want to know about people kind of thing, there is the ship that picked up the Voyager capsule at Alameda Naval Shipyard, and they have a picture there of I think it's the Apollo flight that Buzz and Neil were on. But anyway, there is one image there that shows black people getting off.
So people with dark skin getting off.
Not dark, black.
Black skin.
Really black. Yeah.
Were they tall?
Yes.
Very tall?
Yeah.
How tall? Do you know?
Well, they got out the doorway. I don't know how high that is, but
Well, what?
they say 7 feet would be probably a conservative estimate.
Have you heard about Clark McClellan's statement about that?
No.
Oh, you haven't?
No.
Have you ever been in touch with him?
No.
No?
There is one image there that shows black people getting off.
So people with dark skin getting off.
Not dark, black.
Black skin.
Really black. Yeah.
Were they tall?
Yes.
Very tall?
Yeah.
How tall? Do you know?
Well, they got out the doorway. I don't know how high that is, but
Well, what?
they say 7 feet would be probably a conservative estimate.
Okay, I'm going to throw that out. And then the last one I want y'all to hear.
Without further ado, let's go. Oh no. 3 years. Okay, and that's involved in that part of the being instructing a couple of our astronauts.
Okay, before I continue on with that, this is a video clip from an interview that Scary Cassidy, excuse me, let me say the bitch's name right, Carrie Cassidy did with Preston Nichols back in 2012. And just in the previous video, we saw with her asking Norman Bergman about former NASA employee Clark McClellan and the extraterrestrials, that Norman Bergman said there were really tall, black-looking extraterrestrials. Preston Nichols has a very interesting response to that also. And he also adds something else to it that blows Simon Park's bullshit description of the Anunnaki completely out of the water. Listen carefully.
On television screen.
Mm-hmm.
That was.
So if the beings he's talking of were almost like black Africans, yeah.
I see. But they were very tall.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, so that when they went to Mars, and I'm not sure where else, do you think Virgin, in other words, because the Nazis really came over to the U.S. and basically took control eventually over that. Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
So that was an Anunnaki, right?
Say again?
That was an Anunnaki. That was supposedly Clark McClellan always said that he saw this very large, tall being instructing a couple of our astronauts on television screen.
Mm-hmm.
That was.
So if the beings he's talking of were almost like black Africans, yeah.
I see.
Let's hear that one more
Is
time.
that before we run by greed.
That was the Allies winning was kind of a, what do you think?
We have been in touch with the Anunnaki.
Okay. And are you aware of the Clark McClellan sort of testimony that talks about, this very, very tall spaceman do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
So that was an Anunnaki, right?
Say again?
That was an Anunnaki. That was supposedly Clark McClellan always said that he saw this very large, tall being instructing a couple of our astronauts on television screen.
Mm-hmm.
That was.
So if the beings he's talking of were almost like black Africans, yeah.
I see. But they were very tall.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, so that when they went to...
Okay, that's all I want everyone to hear. Carrie Cassidy, just like she did in the Norman Berglund video, was not interested in knowing anything about the extraterrestrials being black. She seemed to be more fixated on how tall they were, But anytime the aliens are white skin or light blue skin, just like Simon Parks, just like Alex Collier and a few others, we get this full blown out description. I guess black extraterrestrials scare the shit out of these ignorant, lying motherfucking people. And I'm going to keep putting their ass on blast every time shit like this slips out. And one thing I'll say about Preston Nichols and Norman Berglund, they was not trying to hide it at all. Clear as day. Simon Parks, once again, you're full of shit. I believe Norman Berglund and Preston Nichols any day over you, because you motherfuckers in ufology, anytime a black extraterrestrial come up, y'all get all jittery and scared and shit and don't even want to talk about it. That's what y'all fucking hiding. And I think that's the real reason why y'all don't want to talk about Earth's ancient genetics and who we are all related to. Because that when that comes out, that's going to empower certain people on this planet that y'all don't fucking like. So fuck y'all. The truth is coming, and it's going to come out eventually.